All of a sudden, he's second place. I don't see how this is possible.
Looks like he may have had a missed turn out there. You can get easily lost out in the desert.
Car broke down first time out, 22 miles in. Just put a new fuel pump in it before we came out here to Hammers. Having a fuel pressure issue, about to plug it up to the computer, see what we can figure out with that.
Like that was at 900 RPMs or so.
Okay.
So what happens is whenever when the ECU sees lack of fuel, it opens up the injector to try to inject the same volume it would had it had the original pressure.
Right.
So when you see a spike like that,
Right.
it lets you know it lost fuel pressure. That's why it died. Otherwise, it would have let down smooth.
Okay, so go to the Millers and see if they got an X3 fuel pump. You know to line that up with.
So that's the real problem. No fuel, but obviously the old fuel pump wasn't reading the level sign.
I bet it was just a coincidence we hit that G out at the same time we ran out of fuel.
That's why I was like, I don't even want to tell you anything about the G out. We're putting this one in it anyway, because if the other one's not reading fuel, we don't know out there.
No, it just probably wasn't. I didn't probably get it lined up or something. When you get it tightened down, we'll turn it on and rotate it so it hits. We know that it's empty. We need to do like Billy Bob Thornton thing.
What?
Swing blade?
Oh,
It ain't got no gas in it.
That's what we set out there.
That's awesome, though.
Easiest fix.
Always. What they always tell you in tech school? Spark, gas there.
Well, we knew it wasn't getting gas.
Dude, I'll tell you what. You think this
wasn't
is,
getting gas.
Dude, this is nothing compared to the scare that Stone gave me one year out here. Took a windbreaker because it pulled the shit in the morning. We shoved it behind the seat. Well, I run the clutch tubes all over the intake tubes behind it. It sucked his fucking windbreaker all the way up in the tube where you couldn't see it or grab it. He's like, it's just ball. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this car? Like, and then I'm like, I take it all apart and I start it. I'm like, I put it all back together. I was like, ball. I'm like, I go over to Jeb and I said, Jeb, get in that thing so he can run it up so I can look around. He got it done. I see the tube go.
Close them.
I ripped that fucker off and I looked at it. I was like, God damn. Don't put something behind your seat. Yeah, dude. It's fucking crazy.
I wonder if we're fucking up. If this thing was in wrong.
And yeah. We don't even have fuel, do we?
No, we ain't got a fucking drop there.
John Seaman, the number 111. He's out of Marion, North Carolina. Jason Watt Performance is the one who preps his car for him. He's also in a Can-Am CT Raceworks. His first Ultra 4 race was at Visions of 2022. I'm not sure who John Seaman has co-driving for him. His dad used to actually co-drive with him. I don't have his co-driver's name in my list here.
Hey kid, let me introduce myself. I was a friend of your dad's when he had no one else. I'll put the party in your life, boy, you know I can. Have you ever wanted to feel like Superman? Oh,
I believe that's John Seaman right now, just taking a big donkey kick on those rocks. All right, John Seaman going through our Cross Grain Hill area. That is where we were talking earlier. It's a pretty fast section, but you do have the whoops also in the sandy area. And we do see John Seaman dropping down into this very fast downhill area, which we saw earlier. I can't remember which racer it was. They were
Super
going
steep.
so fast down it and kind of almost started side swapping the rear end.
Working his way up to resolution, almost there.
Going down back door, being a little bit conservative through these rocks. The camera does no justice for how large these rocks are.
Yeah, that's the bottom part of resolution right there. We'll see if he decides to take the bypass or not. John took the bypass from back door. He's going to make his way around that barrel and then head back to Hammertown.
So this gets threaded into the jack. As long as this is turned all the way to off and tight, the CO2 cartridge gets threaded into there and it punctures the seal. So thread that in there, it punctures the seal. Turn this on and you can control the speed by how much you open it. And then to lower it down, you push that button there and it moves it down. Once you puncture the seal, it'll lift it 2 or 3 times, but once this is punctured, it only lasts for like a half hour, 45 minutes. You can leave the vehicle on it like a jack stand and it'll stay there forever. It's just this won't last more than 45 minutes. Yeah, so make sure you pull the manual pin out and pull it up to.
Alright, I gotta go figure out more coffee.
listen to mama, hell, I ain't the devil. Ditch me when you wanna, but if
big names are doing some good things. It looks like John Seaman may be down there, so we'll go check with him.
You guys good? Yeah, okay.
This is a on-corrected time race, so all of these drivers have to basically go through different sections.
We've got
of the trail.
something going on here. We've got John Seaman, I think it is, that is in front of C.J. Greaves and Brock Hager. I'm not seeing that on the standings, or I never saw him pass that. So that's interesting. I never even saw him get past Phil either.
Yeah, if he did, it was early in those rock trails.
Yeah, so that's the bypass right there at the waterfall on Aftershock. I don't know where he came from. I'm trying to see where he started, and I don't even see him. So
yeah, it certainly looks like he jumped up here.
I don't see how this is possible, because John Seaman started 48th off the line. He came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's second place in Aftershock. So I'm not quite sure how that happened, unless I'm seeing something wrong.
Yeah, John, I don't even remember seeing him come through main pit, so we'll have to get race ops in on that. There may be an issue. He may be slightly off course at this point. Physical second car on course. C.J. Greaves in front of him.
Or third or fourth, depending on what John Seaman's story is.
Yeah, that's the question. We're just going to ignore that right now, John, because I'm with you. I don't think I don't know how that can be possible, because we don't even remember seeing him come through main pit.
But here in the duck blind, we don't see everybody.
It's true. We'll put miles on that.
So we're getting some bits and pieces that we don't think we've seen John Seaman in Hammertown. So that's a tough break if you cut the course and got off and missed Hammertown.
Yeah, so data from race ops is confirming what you just said, John, that, yeah, it looks like he may have had a missed turn out there, skipped Hammertown altogether. But we're spinning this camera around, this drone around. We're going to see if Brock's got any pressure on him, and it certainly doesn't look like it. Look, we were speculating earlier where we had that car sort of jump into the middle of our leaders, and that was I believe it was Seaman, right, John?
John Seaman, yes.
Yeah, and we couldn't figure out where the mistake was
where
made.
he helicoptered in from.
Yeah, but if you follow this blue arrow, this would be lap 1 where they head out in the desert loop. We've been watching. They come back down and they come to this section. These blue arrows would be where he went. Instead of taking the right to come back down into Hammertown, he basically just jumped over and started into the rock section. So this is where he ended up in the mix with our leaders and kind of messed us up right now. So technically he did miss this entire section of course that comes all the way down into Hammertown. But you can get easily lost out in the desert.
Oh, there's John Seaman. So John is the one that
we were watching earlier with the
cut the course.
Cut the course, unfortunately.
And I'm not exactly sure what we got going on.
That looks like is that the sand section just outside of
That's right
Sledge?
by her problem.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're running to the top of the hill.
I'm wondering if they're looking for a course clarification.
It's either that or he's thinking they're still racing and he's going to town for something.
Could be. Could be headed. That's a long.
I would not want to do that run.
No, that is a long walk.
If you pan around, you could actually see Hammertown from right there, and it's probably a solid mile. He's taking his helmet off like he's going to go for a run. Whew.